literate culture is visual and detached. It creates the civilized man, the detribalized man, the man who is not involved. And the effect of the electric revolution is to create once more an involvement that is total.
If all you have is a hammer, they say that everything looks like a nail. But when you use that hammer, it looks like your arm. To your brain, anyway. A report in the June 23rd issue of the journal Current Biology shows that the brain interprets tools as just an extension of your physical self.
All media are extensions of some human faculty, mental or physical. The wheel is an extension of the foot. Book is an extension of the eye. Clothing is an extension of the skin. Electric circuitry is an extension of the central nervous system.
To move our bodies around in space, the brain builds what's called a body schema, a representation of all our various parts. And this so-called schema is frequently updated to keep up with our ever-changing bodies. Otherwise, you'd think you were still a bitty baby.
The extension of any one sense displaces the other senses and alters the way we think, the way we see the world and ourselves. When these changes are made, men change.
Scientists have taken this body image overhaul a step further. They've shown that when we use a tool, even for a few minutes, the brain sees it as a temporary body part.
Why should art and culture suddenly become very big business, like big science? The reasons are tied up with the fact that we're living in an information age. When you live in an information age, culture becomes big business, education becomes big business, and the cultural explosion or the information explosion becomes itself culture. It knocks down all the walls between culture and business.
Subjects were asked to pick up a block. They then used a long mechanical grabber to pick up the same block. Then they tried to snag the block barehanded again, and it took longer than their initial grab. That's because they were briefly behaving like their arms were still augmented. So next time you feel like a total tool, you might just be hitting the nail on the head.
The artist was the only person who his antennae picked up these messages before anybody. And so he is always thought of as being way ahead of his time because he lives in the present. There are very many reasons why most people prefer to live in the age just behind them. Safer. To live right on the shooting line, right on the frontier of change and so on, is terrifying.